Welcome to day one, match 2 of 4 here at the FIBA AmeriCup Brazil 2022 in Recife, Brazil. Mexico getting set to take on their rivals, United States. Fans young and old have packed the arena here in Recife. NBA jerseys abound. I saw a throwback Stephon Marbury jersey there. Throwback LeBron James, of course. Fans here supporting Brazil as well. We'll see Brazil play a little later on, but right now it's all about Group B. Mexico and the U.S., Venezuela and Panama will play later this evening local time. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. And Javon, we get to see the #1 team by FIBA ranking, of course, in the world take the court.
And, you know, looking at their roster, obviously it's not the best USA squad, but you mentioned it right before the tip-off here, is that they're still athletic, right? A number of guys on the squad that can shoot the basketball, a number of guys that can get onto transition. And if you're Mexico, that's where you want to make sure that you provide some resistance early, right? And not allowing this team to get onto transition, not allowing them, you know, to play above the rim and get comfortable.
And a less than optimal Team USA team provides an opportunity for Mexico to potentially, for the first time ever at the AmeriCup, defeat the Americans. They are 0 for 3 so far, losing in '89, 2003, and again in 2007. As we welcome Mexico running through the tunnel, each team will do this in their opening game here in Brazil. Mexico with a FIBA rank of 24. And a good showing here in Brazil at the AmeriCup could improve that ranking and bode well for them in global tournaments, finding themselves with an easier path maybe than some of the other teams in the Americas. Mexico getting a hand from the crowd on hand. We're told it is going to be a sellout crowd here in Recife. There is Team USA as they walk through the tunnel. Some familiar faces and names. Greg Mason III led them out. Norris Cole, two-time NBA champion. We just saw another NBA champion on your screen there in Patrick McCaw. He has 3 of them things, Javon.
3 of them. 2 with Golden State and 1 with Toronto Raptors. And a number of these guys, you know, you're looking at this team saying it's a subpar U.S. team, but a number of these guys have, you know, some accomplishments behind them, some NBA championships. Jeremy Pargo, you know, 3-time Israeli champion. So some guys that are still some winners.
No question about it. Norris Cole left the NBA and went on to continue to compete for championships at a high level in Europe. We're moments away from the opening tip between Team USA and Mexico. We'll pause now for the national anthems for these two great nations.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Mexico. entre os atletas, muito amor envolvido nesse momento. Até começar o jogo.
There we see the three officials who will be in charge of blowing the whistle, keeping this game in check. You see the crowd still filing here. Sold out crowd here in Recife, Brazil, to see the United States take on Mexico. #1 world ranked Team USA and #24 ranked Mexico. Rival countries. Anytime, don't matter the sport. You see USA across the chest of one team, Mexico across the chest of the other. You know it's going to be a heated battle.
Going to be, and if you learned anything, you know, both these teams came in early and probably seen a bit of the first game or even at the hotel. But you learned. You gotta go out. You gotta bring it, because you have a team that spent 33 minutes leading and end up coming up with a loss to Colombia, right, in Uruguay. So that's something to take note of for both of these squads.
You see the starting lineup for Team USA: Mason, Cole, Sword, Clark, and Zimmerman. And there is the head coach, Alex Jensen. Coach Jensen, obviously with the Utah Jazz organization in the NBA, getting an opportunity to be a head coach here for the national team. On the other side, it is Mexico, as we mentioned, ranked 24th, and here is their starting lineup. Bonilla, Jaime, Stoll, the captain, Hiro, and Amigo. And Omar Quintero, the head coach for Team Mexico. Javon mentioned we've already seen one game so far today. Colombia with the victory over Uruguay, coming back from being down by as many as 9 and going on a 16-0 run in the fourth quarter to take the game and roll in their first game here in Brazil. The countdown to tip off, as we're moments away for the first game in Group B action, U.S. and Mexico. Later on this evening, local time, we will see Panama and Venezuela do battle as well. The other two teams that make up Group C here in Recife. Anytime you start a tournament off, Javon, you've played in many of these in your time, playing for the Canadian national team. What's important to get established right out the gate?
Right out the gate, it's defense. And I mentioned it earlier again in our first game, is you want to come out there, you want to impose your will, and trusting your offense early, right? Just running through a couple sets just to see how your opponent is going to defend you, right? Ball screen action, and see, dumping it down into the post early to see how your team is going to be defending. Is it going to be one-on-one coverage? Is it going to be double coverage? What are they doing on the weak side? Gives you a feel for the game, gives your coaches also an opportunity to assess, points of attack.
Off we go here in Recife, Brazil. It is the FIBA AmeriCup 2022. Team USA taking on Mexico. Mexico in the home white, going from left to right on your screen. And the United States in the row blue. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. This is Amigo with 5 on the clock, working on a defensive Zimmerman. Can't get that to go. Good hands there by Jaime. Ooh, that was definitely last touch from my vantage point by Team USA, but they get a break here.
But you could see the patience by Mexico running down the clock to about 5 seconds before getting into the post touch and a shot. can't get into the running game with this USA squad.
They're going to want to get up and down the floor. They have a ton of athletes that they would love to show off here in Brazil. Here's Mason. Clark uses a Zimmerman screen. Clark will tee up the three. Left it short. Zimmerman tapped it up amongst 4 white jerseys and is able to get possession for the United States. Mason open is Cole for 3. Indeed.
That's just great there, right? Zimmerman tips out the offensive rebound, but he's also the same player that screens in that weak side there for Cole to get an open shot.
First 3 points of the tournament for Team USA is a Cole 3 and a good rejection inside by Sword. Cole tried to find him. Somehow the ball still ends up in Sword's hands. Cole, same spot. This time he stepped out of bounds. There's Cole wearing that mask. Protective measures here. Sort of like Rip Hamilton. Once he broke his nose that one time, never took the mask off.
Rip never took it off.
Move inside by Hiron. Can't get it to go, and Cole will push the other way. Mason for 3. Can't get it to go. Good rebound inside. Sword skying in with the putback.
And that's the pace we're talking about, right? You got 2 shots within 20 seconds, right? And that's USA getting up and down the floor, moving the basketball, offensive rebounding, coming up with it.
Stoll now looking for help after he killed his dribble. Mexico going inside exclusively. Good hands there by Mason. And then Jaime was left alone for an easy 2.
Jaime there just need to break the ice, right? 4 possessions by Mexico. We've seen them go in the post. Clearly that's going to be an effort of theirs today, getting inside and finally getting one to drop.
Foul's going to be called on Stoll. It's the first team foul for Mexico. Good sized crowd on hand as they still try to find their seats. Told it's going to be a sellout for not only this game, but the upcoming game between Canada and Brazil. Stoll with the steal off the bad pass by Zimmerman. Stoll driving, and he commits the turnover. Probably had an open layup there, but thought a little too unselfishly.
And if you're a big man with his big, you got to be in position. You got to be ready. Hands got to be ready because guards don't want to give that ball up. Like you said, could have had a lane at the basket, could have attacked, could have made a shot himself. Now, if the guards are going to give it up, probably put a little too much on that pass, but that effort's got to be there by the bigs.
Cheatham and Pargo check in for the United States. Mason and Zimmerman will sit. Another turnover. Some sloppy play to start in these first 3 minutes of the game. Stoll is fouled by Cole. A little too aggressive on the hand check there. Noah's Cole.
Yeah. Stoll is not intimidated at all, right? Picking up Cole full court. And also, again, on the offensive side here, just attacking, being aggressive, waiting for that screen to come, but taking to the chest of Cole.
Chance of defense now coming in from the crowd as Amigo leaves it for Hiron, and he traveled. Oh no, they're going to call a foul.
Ooh, that's a tough call. I thought that was good defense by Sword, just using his feet and chesting up.
So quickly 2 team fouls on the board for the United States. And some more pushing as Zylan Cheatham and Amigo go chest to chest. A lot of pushing off the ball now. Stoll inside, good feed. I miss. Can't get the first one, neither the second one. And Cole will push the other way. Clark kicks it back out to Pargo. 2-man game, Pargo and Cheatham. Threw it up at the rim. Ends up in the hands for Sword, he can't hit. And Stoll will vacuum that in. Amigo rolling to the 10. Nice find by Stoll.
A nice, great find there, and Amigo just rolling wide. Amigo took that extra dribble, created that space there, and rolled to the basket. Cheatham was still in that pick and roll coverage. Good finish.
Cheatham thought about throwing it down before he caught it. And he don't go back the other way. Between two defenders, somehow got a look off, but could not hit. There's Cole now. Look to play back to the basket. Stole on him. Cheatham looking for a cutter. Here's Pargo, comes off the curl. Pargo keeps the dribble alive. Finds his way to the rim and uses the window.
And he's always been good at that, right? Using that ball screen, the defense goes under, but he's still so physical, using his body, creating contact and finishing through the contact.
7-4 early on here. First game for these two teams in Brazil. As Amigo, this time he traveled.
And Pargo, a smart play there, right? Gets the mismatch. Amigo gets the mismatch he wants. And Pargo just using his body, getting a low center of gravity, getting under him, and then just pulling the chair right from under him, right?
That move. So some quick subs now for Team USA as Lamb will check into the game. Anthony Lamb, number 12 in blue. It's Pargo on the rock. Cheatham.
And Lamb, a G League champion this past season.
Jody Meeks also into the game for Team USA. Cheatham, he was fouled before the shot. Fouls on the floor. Amigo put his hands up straight away, acknowledging the hack.
Attack there, and just got him at the last second.
Where Team USA has the advantage over most teams here in Brazil at the AmeriCup is their depth. They're going to the bench early. Cheatham had to double pump and could not make the layup attempt. And then commits the foul on the other end. A spirited couple of minutes here for Zylan Cheatham.
And you talk about USA's depth, but I think yeah, that's their advantage. You're looking at some of the names on the team. But to your point, it's about chemistry and cohesiveness, right? And how long has this team been together? Some of these other teams that they're going to go up against have played together for years and summers together, right? So as talented and as deep as they are, Stoll there coming off that ball screen. His defense is low. Defense got caught in the screen. He gets up into his jump shot.
Three on the other end. Stoll battling. Newly instated Davis into the game. Amigo now will push the other way. Stoll. No look pass. High mess inside. Left the layup short. Davis will vacuum it in. Jody Meeks, not afraid to shoot a three or two. McCaw. Amigo with good defense there, going chest to chest. And Lamb had that ricochet out of bounds.
Great defense, stood his ground, arms up, verticality, and just the defense ran into him and lost possession of the ball. We've seen that a couple times today already where the ball just seems, guys just can't seem to get a handle on the ball. And even if you're Mexico, they've missed a couple chippies under the rim.
It was extremely hot in this gym for the first game. It has cooled down significantly. Oh, Hiron with a gorgeous move inside.
Hiron, a nice up and under, got the defense off the feet, got back to his right hand, and nice touch, nice finish, good patience, great footwork.
McCaw for three, way off. Onia, dribble back the other way. Meeks watching him. Imes. Amigo. Goes to work in the block. Amigo.
Tough finish.
And then the steal on the other end. Stoll, driving, and he's hacked by McCaw. The Americans taking their foot off the gas pedal here, and Mexico taking advantage of it. And that leads to a timeout on the floor. Here's the steal.
Good job attacking. You can see getting the foul there. But Stoll, he's been aggressive from the start of this game, from the tip of this game. He's been extremely aggressive.
Team USA stuck in neutral so far. 3:07 to play. Here in the first period, they're down 2. That's the 1-3 that's been knocked down so far for Team USA. They're 1 of 6 from deep. Stoll responded with that one. As you mentioned, the defense went under. He made them pay the price there.
And just reads, right? You're coming off that ball screen there. You see Pargo got caught. The big hasn't stepped up because he's worried about Amigo rolling to the basket. And if you're Stoll, you got to have that confidence, right? If it's there, you take it. And now you know what happens the next play? That big steps up. They're more conscious of it. Now you have a drop down to your big, rolling to the basket.
11-7 the score, 3:07 remaining in the first period. Mexico in front there wearing the home white jerseys, playing Team USA here at the AmeriCup. Iran right out of the timeout.
Great call by coach, a little flex action there, and just getting Iran at the basket, coming off of that screen, and using a good job keeping it tight and using the screen, getting himself open.
Frank Mason for 3, left it short. He'll get another opportunity to make right. Can't do it. And Bonilla vacuums it in, and Amigo was cherry picking on the other end. He'll wait for his teammates. There's Stoll. Back inside, Amigo with Meeks on his back. Amigo smiling. Kicks it out, Iran. Penetrating, kisses off the glass. And a foul underneath. Called on Amigo on the push-off. That might be his second foul here early in the game.
And he knew it, right? Dipped that shoulder into Meeks' back there. He's been working. You can just see him. Probably need a little, he's going to get a breather here, checking out of the game.
Daniel Amigo leaves the game with his second foul, 4 points. A lot of energy to start this game. Gutierrez will replace him, number 25 in white. There's Mason. Pemberton on the drive. Left-hand layup is there. First 2 of the night for Elijah Pemberton.
Another guy that was in the G League this past season, played for Santa Cruz, averaged about 11 and a half. 3 rebounds. Got to come out and contribute always.
He's going to get a shot for 3 as he's left alone. Hit the side of the backboard. And Stoll also run the set. Gutierrez setting the screen for Stoll. He'll roll now. There's a smaller Pemberton on him. Doesn't matter as Bonilla squeezes free. Then drives to the lane and he's fouled. Clark thought he had a clean one. Referees disagree.
Great attack there. You can just see him putting the ball in front of him, extending away from the defense. And I'll tell you, that was a good job by Gutierrez of just rising and creating that lane for him, because the big was not allowed to be planted in the paint anymore. And a good job by penetration, identifying that by Bonilla and getting to the rack.
Knocks down the first free throw. Second one is not there. And the lead stays 14-9 for Mexico. And 10 to play in this quarter as Norris Cole comes back into the game and knocks down the midi.
He does such a good job just pushing the ball, right? Make or miss. As soon as that ball gets in his hands, he's pushing it down the floor.
Lead on with Cole on him. Good hands by Cole. Pemberton. Euro stepping his way to the lane. Can't get it to go as Gutierrez will vacuum it in, and Stoll in front of everyone. Tees up a 3. Too strong. Clark with the rebound.
And that's one of those 2-for-1 situations there.
Cole, same spot, can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound for the U.S. Clark ties the game with a triple.
Mexico playing for the last shot here. tough possession there. You want to come up with a defensive rebound.
Gutierrez sets the screen for Stoll. Now backs his way in the lane with the smaller Mason on him. And Mason couldn't do anything but foul there. To be his first.
Great roll here. Gutierrez just knows he has a smaller defender under him, just sees him, gets him on that backside, and kind of has him in his mercy. Not much you can do there but foul. A good job there, just getting to the free throw line. We've seen a couple, we've seen these guys go to the line and split, a couple times tonight. You want to knock down 2 here and give yourself get a nice defensive possession. The last 4 seconds left, roll over into that second quarter.
Gutierrez knocks down the first free throw, getting some extended minutes with Amigo in foul trouble.
They're making the most of those minutes, right?
There's 1 or 2 from the line. Bonilla can't hit at the buzzer, and that's how we'll end the first quarter. Solid effort from both sides in the first 10 minutes of play here in Recife, Brazil. It's a 1-point lead for Mexico as they go to the break. 15-14 lead over Team USA. Here are the stats from the first period. 2 of 11 is Team USA from deep. Struggling mightily from 3. They are getting open looks though, so that is a positive sign for the Americans.
Open looks. You can see here some of the best plays, and Cole in the corner, knocking it down. Post touch. Great defensive hand, but just sticking with it, right? James going back over that right shoulder there and finishing up. Great pick and roll action here, and you have big rolling wide. And a good finish. Stoll there. Getting up into the jump shot again, just reading the defense, taking what the defense gives you, and not, the best plays are when you're not looking over at your coach, you're not looking at your teammates for direction, but just making it happen and just reading what the defense is giving you. A little up and under here.
Team USA came out a little lackadaisical to start the game. There's also been missing wide open threes. It's led to a 1-point deficit for them. Reminder, if you scan that QR code that is on your screen right now, you'll get streams, schedules, and scores. Courtside 1891, your app for the FIBA AmeriCup 2022. Also a good way to keep up with what's going on in Europe and Eurobasket. And in a couple weeks, the FIBA Women's World Cup in Australia. A lot of basketball going on. Courtside 1891, the perfect app to keep it all in one place and stay up to date.
You're USA right now coming out into the second quarter. You've got to, really honor and respect the ball and the possessions, right? 6 turnovers in that first quarter. They're just too much. And just giving Mexico some added, possessions to get their confidence going.
Cole has been confident taking that mid-range jump shot. That one was too strong. And then a foul on the rebound. Gutierrez vacuumed it in.
And Cole's story is actually interesting, right? He had actually committed to play football in college before being recruited by Cleveland State, and then went on there to have some success and, make himself become an NBA player and have the success he's had in Europe as well.
I think he made the right choice, obviously playing with the Miami Heat, winning 2 championships there. Had a spell with the Pelicans and the Thunder. And since then has gone on to play in the Adriatic League, a league that, for those who aren't familiar, is one of the toughest in the world. Made up of countries like Croatia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia.
I'll tell you this much, that's physical. In Adriatic League, it's physical basketball.
No question about it. Yogi Ferrell, Melvin Ejim, Markel Starks, the former Georgetown standout, all playing in the Adriatic League a season ago. So some familiar names over there. Nasser Cole started his journey around the world. He's played a ton of top-level competitions, Euro Cup, Euro League. Here he is now trying to win a AmeriCup gold medal for his country.
Was Israeli League champion in 2018 and French Pro A champion in 2021 with Asvel. So clearly championships follow him, right? It seems to be his thing.
I don't know if he has enough fingers for all the rings that he's winning. Pargo drills the three. Lead back down to 1 for Mexico. Crowd wanted a flop on Pemberton. Willis thought about it. Pemberton did a good job of recovering. And Riassi for 3, and he drills it.
And that's just a tough shot, right? Good defense, but better offense.
Zimmerman above everybody. Great look by Pargo.
And that's one thing you can't teach, right? Pargo has a target playing above the rim. Can't teach height.
Willis did a great job of saving that basketball. Keep possession for Mexico. Bonilla. Gutierrez finally sticks a fork in it and puts it up. Can't get it to go. Hands there by Zimmerman inside, pulling down another board. Pargo skips to the lane. Cole now driving. Clark wasn't ready for that pass. He had to give it up. 10 to shoot. Pargo looking to dance. The crossover, spins in the lane. Can't get it to go. Here's Willis. This is important minutes now for Mexico as their bench on the floor. If they could hang around and give their starters the breather that they need. Gutierrez down the lane. Can't get the touch off the glass. He wanted a foul. Referee's whistle stayed silent. Pemberton looking for help now. Defense by Mexico on this possession as Clark will drive. Took a wild shot. And it'll be Mexico basketball as they just let it fall out of bounds. Credit Mexico and their defense so far in this game. Making it tough for Team USA.
They're not allowing Team USA's athleticism to be a factor, right? Doing a good job of just staying ground, staying in front, of their opponent, not allowing those easy penetrations or lane drives, rather, understanding their assignments, individual assignments in the matchups.
Willis watched by Pargo. Gutierrez will set the screen. Now he'll catch it over the top of everybody and did a good job of using the rim to protect on that layup.
Great job, great catch there. Turns over to his right, a bump, initiates the contact, and again, good footwork to finish on the other side of the rim.
Pargo with Gutierrez on him. Drove into traffic and gave it up. It was a broken floor opportunity, and Willis was way behind the play. Now he joins his team in the front court. Meeks is just so tough. Compact body, but he's strong as ever as he was bumping Avelinos down the lane.
And you mentioned Meeks, right? Just great core strength and how he is able to hold his ground on his defenders. Here you see Pargo in the ball screen action there, drops it off.
Davis probably wants that one back, but he'll go to the line to try and earn 2 here. Jody Meeks has that man strength, doesn't he?
Grown man strength. That grown man strength, that country strength.
Low center of gravity.
And the funny thing is he shoots the ball so well, right? And that's how he's made his bread and butter, his living. And usually you're not getting that combination of strength and a guy that's just a sniper the way he has, 10-year NBA career just knocking down that 3 ball.
Very few can do it. And they're still coveted everywhere in the world. Sword comes up with the steal, flies in for the layup.
And this is where U.S. can be dangerous, right? That full court press and that athleticism that we're talking about. Sword pressing up, forcing a turnover, and to get himself an easy basket on the other end.
Avalinos left it short. Sword way above the rim to pluck that out of the sky.
And a good job by the switch from Pargo.
There's Pargo directing traffic now. Wants a sword screen, gets a sword screen. 10 to shoot for Team USA. Meeks puts it on the floor. He's stripped. Iran. Andriassi relocates and tees up a three. Knew it was going to miss, tried to follow it, but Pargo beat him there. Halfway through the second quarter, 1 point game in favor of Mexico. Pargo spinning, pulls, and hits.
Skilled, tough there, attack. Good to see him protecting the ball, the offhand as he's getting into his spin. And again, another guy, strong, solid base, gets up into his jumper.
Avellino sits high and rocks the rim.
Good find by Gutierrez. Avalos just rolling to the basket. Pargo fell asleep on that weak side there. No help, great finish.
Good ball there. You can hear the groans in the crowd. They weren't impressed with that shot attempt. U.S. shooting 3 of 13 now from three-point range.
And you kind of feel with every shot it's coming, right? Like that just to see two go into the hoop consecutively. And shooting is one of those things where it's contagious. You see one go down, you see two go down, and then a number of guys start hitting.
Andriassi with a nice, crafty move to get the shot up on the rim. Gutierrez warms up the leftovers and puts them away. Back to a three-point lead. Cole. Skip pass. Meeks in his office. Nails it.
His office is right? If you're on that weak side there, it doesn't matter where that ball is. You got to identify the shooter and not let Meeks get his feet set, his hand set, run him off that line.
Iran. Good block inside. Gutierrez was able to get possession again and calling for the foul on the way back down the court.
And he may have a case, but a little stick-to-itiveness with the basketball there and just coming up with 2 points for himself, keeping the fight.
Here's Meeks, comes off the Davis screen inside. That's a great two-man game. Pace now starting to pick up here in this one. Iran. Avalios was fouled by Lamb, and he'll go to the line to try and earn him.
And Avalios, a good job there attacking. Like he knew that defense was closing out late, got it on the catch. You can see it here, a little up and under, finishing on that left side of the rim. But good skill, great identifying. The defense closing out late and just playing off the catch, playing off of that attack.
Well, Israel Gutierrez will leave the game with 7 points, 4 rebounds. He came in after Amigo picked up those 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. And I'd say a thumbs up is in order for the minutes he gave Mexico with Amigo in foul trouble.
Those huge minutes, right? But you look at Mexico's lineup right now and, you know, it looks 4 guards essentially on the floor, right? Or Valos probably going to slide down to the 5.
Back to a 2-point lead for Mexico. Cole pushing up the floor. Davis all alone and rocks the rim.
And again, nobody on that weak side to tag Davis rolling to the basket. He rolls big. great recognition getting the ball. Little miscommunication by Mexico there.
Stoll getting bumped all the way to the 10. McCaw, sword, hammer time. You see just how fast they can strike. And Team USA, with back-to-back dunks, take a 2-point lead and leads to a timeout on the floor. 2:10 remaining here in the first half. Mexico down 2. Some of the last couple of plays here from the first half.
Showing you, he gets up too. I'm playing above the rim. You can see there. Again, and you knew at some point the U.S. was going to get on to transition and start to play USA basketball, right? Run above the rim. And that was a great timeout by Mexico, just not allowing that momentum to roll over.
There's 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. First game for these two teams here at the AmeriCup in Recife, Brazil. Carlin Gay, Javon Shepard on the call. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Sword cleans up that miss. Norris Cole will dribble into the front court. Cole darting his way in to the rim, and he was stripped by Stoll. Andriassi. Jaimes. Good footwork by Jaimes. Soft touch falls for Jaimes. And he'll go to the line for one more.
And he wanted that, right? Even before he caught the basketball, got himself into position. You could just see him wide, big, and calling for the basketball here and just attacking. You know, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, takes the contact and turns away from the defense. Cole reaches in that last second there and just plays through it. Just plays through it. And that basket there was made way before he had possession. If you see how he ran down the court and just took place, you know, just honed his area in the paint there.
So Fabian Jaimes with the opportunity to give Mexico back the lead, and does. Mexico hanging around with the U.S. here so far, going blow for blow in the first half. Jaimes with 5 points and counting. Davis is rolling hard. He was expecting a lob, but didn't get it. Now he gets underneath and loses possession. He'll stay here with 8 on shot clock. Sword, the trigger man. Pargo. 5 to shoot. Pargo pulls on the fadeaway, left it short, and Stoll clamps down the rebound. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Great pass by Stoll.
And Avalos there just keeping Pargo, just riding him up, had him on his hip on the high side, and then extending that off arm, giving a target and just leaving himself to the basket.
Here's Patrick McCaw. Gets it back on the give and go. And a foul underneath on Jaimes as Davis was looking to dent the rim. Jaimes saying no layups here, my friend.
And you can see it when guys get that 2-foot stop. You see them power up. Some are going to dent it and some are going to take it down. And Davis, you see there, just strong body, gathering up.
He looked like he was trying to take it down. To your point,
I'm telling you, those 2-foot takeoffs. You get somebody power up 2 foot, you got 2 feet. You got to you foul them, or you get out of their way, or you're on that top 10 tonight.
Back to a 1-point game. About a 3-second difference between shot and game clock. Jaimes to the rim. Oh, rejected by Sword. Shot clock turned off for this USA possession. Pargo, snake dribble. McCaw, back to Pargo for 3. Can't get it to go. And Cheatham tried to follow it up. But that doesn't fall either. And that's how we'll end the first half. Here's the block by Sword.
Great job coming from that weak side there. Great time. You can see him take off outside the paint, just gets his hands a light tip on it.
Even McCaw had a look on his face like, wow, I expect him to get to that. Halftime here in Brazil. Mexico up on Team USA 36-35 after the first 20 minutes of play. Here are the stats for the first half. Abysmal three-point shooting from the United States. They've made up for it defensively, holding Mexico to subpar shooting from the floor.
I think the big thing there for me is Mexico's 7 steals, right? Like, they're the ones setting the tone defensively. They've gotten up on the USA.
Top scorers, Pargo and Gutierrez, 7 apiece. Davis also has 7 for Team USA. Let's take a look at the best plays from the first half. And one of the rare threes there from Team USA and Norris Cole. I bet when most saw that one fall, they expected it to rain down. That has not been the case for the Americans. Well, when you look at it all in all, even though they're shooting 26% from three-point range, Team USA being only down 1, they have to be okay with the deficit heading into the halftime break.
Quick adjustments, right? And that for them, it's, again, just starting on the defensive side. And I think we've seen flashes of it in this first half.
Mexico on the other side doing a good job of staying within striking distance and actually doing better than that, taking a lead into the first half. And you have to give credit where credit is due. It's been energy, and that man right there, Gutierrez, coming off the bench, spelling Amigo, who had the 2 quick fouls, and it could have went left. But Gutierrez kept it on the right path.
And just reads, if you watch what he's doing in the pick and roll action, just rolling and, you know, making himself present and just making solid plays, simple plays.
We'll leave you with the rest of the first half highlights and be back for more here from Recife, Brazil. You're watching the FIBA AmeriCup 2022. Mexico 36, United States 35.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Now Cruz launching the three. No good. Mata! The putback dunk!
Wow, did he time that perfect.
3-on-1 opportunity. Marshall leading the break. Hearn can't finish. Mumford follows for the dunk.
4 guys running the floor. Full speed for USA.
Grabs up the rebound, misses it. Gregory Vargas tries to shoot, can't do it. To John Cox, get it off from 3-point range. Great basket by John Cox.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable.
Solano through the paint. Solano. Turnover. Granger. Lays it off. Fittipaldo to the basket. What a block by Solano. Good recovery that time by Solano.
Guarded by Atencia. Stolen away. Jackson. Mascara with the big follow, and that gets the crowd on its feet.
Deck hands it off to Garino. Garino with Gutierrez. Also with the screen. Hands inside to Garino. Cusino. Great pass. Inbound pass by Villanueva to Walter Hug. First gets going on. Keep going. Takes off. 3-point shots from Robert. Way downtown. And he gets it in.
Walter Hodge is something else. We have seen 2 very good point guards in this one.
Nice. Double-double. 53-50. There he is going to the basket. Usually he just does his work on the block. That time in the paint.
It's not crunch time yet, but you still got to get some scores here.
Perez, the open jumper. We haven't seen him miss too many of those. Now Angola at the other end. He goes up and scuffs it over Lorenzo Mata. And that electrifies this crowd and brings a timeout from Sergio Valdeolmeos and Mexico.
Back we are here in Recife, Brazil. You just heard the huddle for Team Mexico that leads by 1 point, 36-35 over Team USA. A reminder, stream, schedule, and scores, courtside 1891. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to download the app. Keep up to date with everything that's going on in the AmeriCup and beyond. We have Eurobasket going on. We have the FIBA Women's World Cup coming up in Australia in a couple of weeks. Plenty of FIBA content. Find everything in one spot by downloading the app. Courtside 1891. Second half underway here as Mexico taking on Team USA. Mexico in home white, Team USA in the road blue. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. And Mexico's first possession ends in a turnover as Bonilla was trying to make a tough pass that Amigo could not catch. Amigo saying, go for the layup. Cole, Mason, Zimmerman, Sword, and Clark, the 5 on the floor for Team USA. This is Clark for 3. Can't get it to go. Well, Team USA has shot poorly from deep. Now shooting 25% from three-point range in this game. Amigo bumping with Zimmerman. Can't get the float, and Clark will clear. It's been a physical game thus far. The officials have established that they're going to let a lot of it go by. Cole steps back into the corner. Amigo with a good job defensively, keeping Cole off balance, and he turns it over.
And Cole kind of put himself in a tough spot. They're just coming off and, pushing the ball ahead, and just pinned himself between Amigo and the sideline there that gave himself an extra defender. Gave up his dribble as well.
That is the 10th turnover for Team USA. If you want to know the story of the game, that's it right there. Turnovers and three-point shooting.
I thought they did a better job in that second quarter, of holding the basketball. Only committed 3 turnovers to the 6 that they did in the first quarter. So
Mason trying to weave through log-jam traffic and got fouled. 17 on the shot clock when we resume play. Jaime's second foul. Mason, the inbound pass. Gets it back from Zimmerman, and then Mason tees up the 3, left it short. Clark to Cole, and finally Team USA are able to knock down a triple.
The easiest 3 in the game, right? Offensive rebound, all the white shirts are in the paint. Tips it out to Cole, and he just knocks it down, just looking confident, popping up into a shot. Shooter, shoot.
Giron tried to pass it, and Cole read it. Sword the other way. Could not get the layup to go. Jaimes. Giron for 3. Clark clears. Crowd felt like it was going to erupt if that went down.
The start to this half here is kind of reminiscent of, that's a tough screen there. Zimmerman just laid it on Stoll. Sort of reminiscent of the first quarter. You can see that screen here, just Stoll didn't see it coming, just popped it. Where it seemed like there was a lid on the basket, and nobody can really get a rhythm. Nobody can really see consecutive shots drop, right?
Zimmerman goes to the bench early here in the third period as Cheatham checks back into the game for Team USA, 13 in blue. Amigo, great footwork. Six points and counting for Amigo. Mason puts it on the deck and lost it. Another turnover for Team USA. Giron. Mexico with numbers. Bonilla pounds it home.
Just had the advantage there. Giron recognized it. Just found Bonilla in the corner, off the catch. Just him in the basket there. All you got to do is get above, make a play, give a nice little highlight, and energizing plays like that, energetic plays rather like that. Come back here, just nobody in sight, nobody on the weak side, nobody near him, just above the rim.
Had a quick stop in action because there were a couple wet spots on the floor. The officials doing a good job of making sure they identify them and take care of them before they cause any damage. Here's Cole using the Cheatham screen. Cheatham to the rim, left it short, but was fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Looked like Jaimes was interested in taking a charge. Rather, Iran was interested in taking a charge, but Cheatham did a good job of avoiding it and earns 2 free throws in the process. Well, if you're just tuning in, that is not an error on our scorebook. Mexico lead by 2 as Cheatham misses the first free throw. They've been able to turn Team USA over here in this game.
11 points off of turnovers. So, you know, to your point, just turn them over and just manufacturing offense from their defense, right? And that's the best basketball, that's simple basketball. And a lot of those have been live ball turnovers, which they've been able to get out into transition and capitalize on.
Mexico has led for 13 minutes of this game. Reminder that there are only 10-minute quarters here in FIBA play as Cheatham splits a pair of free throws. Back to a 1-point game. Amigo. Stole for 3. Indeed, and he's feeling it now.
And we've seen that a similar play in that first half where Stoll came off that ball screen again. Nobody was there. Got to step up early and not allow him to just see the basket.
Sword with a wild layup attempt does not go, and he's looking for the foul call. Stole the other way. Had an open lane, decided to pass it up. And now waits for an Amigo screen. Amigo takes a deep breath and then provides. Stole for 3 again. Left it short this time. Rebound Jaimes. Heat on for 3. No good, and Cheatham clears.
You watch Stoll's ball screen. I like when he comes off and he's pushing that ball ahead of him and going and finding it. Defense is nowhere in sight.
Both teams feel like they are a little bit gassed right now. Shots falling short of the mark. Jaimes inside, counted, and the foul.
And who's in that play again? That Stoll. You know, that action there, having the vision, patience, getting it down low, and Avalo's just, again, holding the ball tight, securing it like there's glue on his hands and playing through the contact.
Wholesale changes for the United States as Jody Meeks, Patrick McCaw, Lamb check into the game alongside Pargo. And Jaimes working on a 7.5 rebound night, misses a free throw. 45-39. Mexico has been in control so far this evening. Lamb had it poked out of his hands by Jaimes. He was able to go back and retrieve it in the backcourt. This is Pargo. Pargo looking to dance now. Pargo with the float in front of Amigo. Amigo did a good job of protecting his rim. Bonilla, hello!
And Stoll that nice little drop off there, and Bonilla off that 1 foot just taking flight.
5 points and counting now for Bonilla. Couple highlight reel dunks. Here's Meeks, puts it on the deck. Lamb slithers his way down the baseline and puts it home. Lamb's first 2 of the night, uses the lead back to 6. Stoll, inside, good cut by Jaimes.
And he's just picking apart USA right now. Hit a couple shots early in the pick and roll action. Now you see him using it, attacking, and just getting into the paint, keeping his dribble alive. And Mexico's doing a good job of just cutting off him. And he's finding his guys, finding his team. And if that's the case, you want to continue to set him hard screens, set him good screens, and continue to cut because he's playing unselfish, and he's a threat because he can knock the shot down as well.
Well, the pictures sometimes say 1,000 words. There you see it right there, the Team USA huddle. They have no idea what they've run into now here in Brazil as Mexico take a 49-41 lead, leading to a Coach Jensen timeout. 4:35 in this game. Javon, you said something interesting as you can scan the QR code for live stats and so much more here at the FIBA AmeriCup in 2022. Brazil, Recife has been an incredible host thus far. We still got 2 more games after this. Canada taking on host Brazil, and the nightcap, we'll see Venezuela and Panama. But right now, Team USA on the ropes, 49-41. And Juan, you made mention off air how great the Mexican bigs have been in the first half. That's carried over now into the second half.
It has, right? And they've done a good job of just establishing themselves, and not just playing in the paint, but the screens that they're setting and allowing Stoll to get into his positions to make plays. And he's done a good job as well of just using it. But I think they've done a good job of just doing all the intangibles, doing the dirty work, and then just getting it down low and finishing, right? And using good footwork. As physical as they are in the ball screens, they get down low, they're showing finesse, they're showing footwork, they're showing touch.
See how Team USA comes out of that timeout. Cheatham gets the lob and lays it in. Boy, you throw it up anywhere near the rim, and he's going to find a way to guide it home.
So quick off his feet, right?
Bonilla inside. This is Amigo. Gave the rip through, now puts it on the deck. So patient in the paint. Can't get it to go. Jaimes blocked by Meeks. Stoll, no look pass. Iron, he's fouled by McCaw. Foul on the floor. Second foul for Patrick McCaw. 13 foul for Team USA. It's been a quiet evening for Patrick McCaw. Amigo. Stoll. Well, the 2-man game for Stoll and Amigo has been the offense pretty much for Mexico. And there it is again as Amigo with the jump hook.
Tough to cover, right? He goes over that left shoulder, but he extends and away from the basket that there's nobody in sight that can get a hand on it or deter from the basket.
Amigo is breathing heavily on this end. Pargo attacked him, couldn't get the layup. Let's see how long it takes for Gutierrez to come off the bench. He had a terrific first half. And Amigo was in foul trouble. Amigo barely setting the screen now. Lucky to not get called for the moving one there. And again, and leads to a Jaimes floater. What's happening right now? Mexico 53 to 43.
Jaimes slowly putting together himself a quiet little game right here, right? You can just see body language tells the story as well. He's confident. You're getting float shots like that, things are going well for you.
Lamb, 5 to shoot. Pargo slipped and then threw it away. Nothing happening offensively for the Americans. And that's going to lead to some substitutions. Mason into the game, Clark back into the game for Team USA, and William Davis joins them.
And the tough part if you're a USA, right, a number of these guys haven't played together. They're used to being the stars, the studs on their team, their respective teams. You got to come into an environment like this, and now you become a role player. And like you mentioned earlier, Jody Meeks here, a nice steal, getting out transition. You mentioned it earlier, the rotations, right, and guys coming in and out and having to understand playing different roles, playing, spot minutes, and how to be impactful, how to be effective in those minutes. That's the biggest adjustment when you're going from being the guy to playing in FIBA competition, and the fact that you haven't been together for a long time.
That Jody Meeks steal and layup in the open floor leads to a timeout for Mexico. And by the way, Jody Meeks showing those 35-year-old legs there that time. Young Jody Meeks tried to tear the rim off. 8-point game here in Recife, Brazil. Beautiful picture of the crowd that is filing in. Sold out here for this one. They'll be sold out for the host nation, Brazil, taking on Canada a little later on this evening, local time. Some karaoke now going on from the crowd on hand. They've come out to have fun here on day one of the AmeriCup in 2022. Here is the Meeks squeeze.
Well, he thought about it, right? You got to give him points for style points for thinking about it. And you're right. Young Jody Meeks would have probably got above the rim and gave us a little showtime, but he's trying to win right now.
Still 2 points, all the same. That's what you say when you get around that 35-year mark.
Yeah, 2 is 2.
All right, out of the timeout, see what Mexico drew up. Amigo got a good breather out of that timeout. He still looks gassed. Hanging out near the rim. Out of your picture now, you see him. 44 in white. This is Bonilla. Imes. Now Amigo. Amigo puts it on the deck. Amigo inside. Still showing the good patience. The hook shot does not fall. Mason gets hammered and he'll go to the line.
The early double drag there, and Mason, a guy that can fill it up, gets himself that change of pace. Here you see it, just getting into the paint. Jaime on his hit there, and comes up with the foul. But Mason, right, and another guy, he's somebody can explode in bunches as well, right? A G League MVP in 2020, and if you're talking about back in college, Big 12 Player of the Year in 2017. First player in Big 12 history to average 20 points and 5 assists, right? So you know that there's something there just for him to get comfortable here and kick it into gear.
Well, he splits the pair of free throws. It's going to be on this end of the floor. The Team USA is going to have to get back into the game. As you see, both teams shooting 63% from the line. A foul away from the basketball there. Shot clock will reset back to 14. And Imes will leave the game. Replacing him is Avalos. Iran at the bottom of your screen there. He'll inbound, was kind of holding and flexing that left wrist, the one with the shooting sleeve on it. See how it affects him going forward. Nice pass by Stoll. And Amigo will go back to the line to try to add to his point total tonight.
And Amigo here, you can just see, you know, this is an adjustment, right? One, USA, they're going to be a bit more aggressive with Stoll in the ball screen action, and Amigo, good read. Seeing that and identifying that Davis is jumping out on the play, just slipping the screen, and Stoll finding him, right? Getting himself to the free throw line. But adjustments on both sides of the ball. Amigo just a tad smarter there, just reading what his defense is doing. And that's feel as well, right? Like you know where your defender is going. You can kind of see him hedging out a bit or trying to be a bit more aggressive. Now it's time to make a decision, just basketball plays.
Interesting free throw.
Not the cutest.
Form from Amigo. He splits the pair. He has 9 points. US now in the penalty going forward here in this period. Another great defensive possession there by Amigo. Stoll got too cute and turned it over. Well, Daniel Amigo has been terrific for Mexico. 9 points, 2 rebounds. He's a plus 13 in 16 hard minutes. And the 2 fouls that saw him sit on the bench for an extended period of time in that first half. And since coming back into the game, has been able to still play physical but smart. There he is, then he just picked up the foul. Thank you, Carlin Gay, for jinxing him. That's the third foul for Daniel Amigo. And we'll see him get a well-deserved rest. Guess what? Doesn't stop. Gutierrez, who had a terrific first half, comes back into the game. So the bigs causing problems for the Americans.
And that's the luxury of Mexico right now, right? You have Amigos that goes to the bench and Gutierrez that comes back into the game, and there's no drop off there, right? That the level of play stays the same. In fact, you're getting a guy now that's coming in that's probably a bit more physical and has played a bit more physical than his partner.
Gutierrez enters the game with 7 points, 4 rebounds. Giron. Talk about physical. There it is right there. Gutierrez with the tap. Giron follows up. Wanted the and one. He gets the layup. Physicality is the word of the day. Mexico's just been out-muscling Team USA in this game.
Almost like they've been playing bully ball.
They really have. Cole at the foul line, left that one way short. And he shakes his head on the way back down the court. It doesn't feel like the Americans can get into any sort of rhythm right now.
It just seems like they're exerting far much more energy on the offensive side to get the baskets or even to get the shots that they are getting. Just seems like it's tough shots.
Shot clock turned off. Final possession here in the third period. Stoll tried to leave it for Bonilla. That goes out of bounds. It's 2 times now Stoll getting a little too cute on the handoff attempt.
And he's played well, but I think those 2 passes that you're making reference to have been his mistakes, right? There you have a lane to the basket. You turn the corner, finish it. And I can see what Bonilla's thinking is, you don't want to cluster there and crowd the paint. You have the advantage, finish the basket.
Frank Mason didn't even look at taking an attempt while his team is down 56-48 at the end of 3 quarters. Mexico looking for the upset here in Brazil, and you see the team stats. 3-point shooting, 40% for Mexico. Team USA still unable to find the range. Here are some of the best plays from the last 10 minutes.
Amigos there showing you footwork, showing you touch up and under. You can see it here, getting Cheatham up in the air, just clearing space for himself. Skilled, very skilled.
You mentioned Stoll having a strong performance. He has 6 points, 8 assists. And there's one of them to Bonilla, who flies in for the hammer.
And again, just Amigos there, just extending. You see him turning over that left shoulder, but impressive how he just gets away from the defense. Looks a little unorthodox, but again, that's the touch, that's the skill that he has there. And I think, this is a really nice tandem. When you're looking at Stoll and you're looking at Amigo, in the post there, and his skill set. Tough to guard 2 guys that are on the same page and have skill sets that complement one another, right? In the pick and rolls, the touch, the vision by Stoll, and having the cutters around him. You can just see him here talking to his group and leading his guys and just telling them, like, look, you got to finish. I'm going to find you guys, leading into the basket.
Scan the QR code to download Courtside 1891, the app that will give you the streams, schedules, and scores from the FIBA AmeriCup here in Brazil. Also give you everything you need to know about Eurobasket and the FIBA Women's World Cup coming up. Don't miss a second of the action. Catch games on demand with the only app you need. Courtside 1891. Team USA will start with possession of the basketball as we take care of a little spill on the court. Final 10 minutes here in the first game for these 2 teams. What an upset it would be, regardless of who's wearing a Team USA jersey. Mexico would celebrate this victory if they're able to pull it off. Off we go. Fourth quarter action. FIBA AmeriCup here in Brazil. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you are, however you're doing so. Cole, Sword. This is Mason. Rejected by Bonilla. Right to Cole, who tees up the three and drills it.
And Cole's been the beneficiary of a couple broken plays today where he was just in the right place at the right time, got it, and popped up into a shot. Probably the best, most fluid shots we've seen U.S. get today.
Stole for three, trying to respond. Too strong. Gutierrez. Avalos, his three no good, and Zimmerman tracks it down.
It's still just a 5-point game, right? As bad as USA has played, they're still in this thing.
Zimmerman hammered inside, and he'll go to the line. Norris Cole holding this thing together with duct tape. He's 3 of 4 from three-point range. The only one shooting the ball effectively from deep. And here he is, cashing it in, the space he had. And that's going to fall more often than not. Team USA as a unit shooting 6 of 20 from deep. It's been poor three-point shooting and turnovers that have been the issue for the Americans. But as you said, only down 4 now with 9 minutes to play, an eternity here in this game. See if Mexico can hold on. There's the 5 on the floor for Mexico. Bonilla, Stoll, Avalos, Giron, and Gutierrez. Clark claiming that he had both hands straight up. Referee saying no, sir.
Right off that pin down, good job curling. Knows the defense is on his backside. Just attacking.
I will send Bonilla to the line, one of the youngest players on this team at 19 years of age. Only Jesus Ochoa, who we have not seen yet this evening. A year younger at 18 years old.
Safe to say, first day we've seen some great 19-year-old performances.
No question. The previous game we saw Ubal for Uruguay, Agustin Ubal, and now we have a chance to see Bonilla.
And you know what I like from those two young guys is that they're out there and they're playing against grown men, and they don't look out of place, right? They're playing, you can see Bonilla coming up with a big block here, but they're playing like they're supposed to be here, and that they are.
Giron was fouled by Sword, and that will send Mexico back to the foul line. And here's Bonilla saying, punching it out. Well, it just feels like there's always an answer for Mexico anytime the U.S. try to make a run, as Giron misses the first of 2 free throws. Talking to himself, looking up at the heavens, saying he should have made it. 6 points, 5 rebounds. And he'll stay on 6 points. Clark stepped out of bounds, trying to save it. Oh no. They say it's going. The referee pointed the wrong direction. So it will be Mexico basketball. Give them 14 on the clock to work with. Another turnover for Team USA. They're just having. If you have a sweet tooth, this is your game. It's turnover number 15 for the Americans in this one. Stole. Probably an ill-advised shot there.
Not the shot you want right now with still 14 was on the clock at that point.
Cole uses Zimmerman screen. Clark looking for help after he killed his dribble. It's Cole. Bad pass, and it was read by Stoll. Sweet 16 on the turnovers. Stoll. Gutierrez spins in the lane. Oh! Can't get the kiss off the glass. Pargo gallops back the other way. Oh, Pargo puts his man on the deck and then gets hammered.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Pargo was going to put that shot up regardless, because anytime you have a defender and you cross him and he touches the floor, it's your shot to take, right? And again, you always live from the days you pick up a basketball and you're playing in the playground. Those are the moments that you envision, right? The Iverson moments. Guy touches the floor, I got to make this shot.
Before he got the opportunity to send the crowd into a frenzy, they feel like they're waiting for Team USA to do something. They came here to see some action from the Americans. It's Stoll who picks up the foul. Zimmerman, nice dive to the rim.
And great hands there, right? Pargo dropped the ball low bounce pass, and Zimmerman catches it low between 3 defenders and gets it up at the rim.
7:30 to play, the lead is 4. As poorly as the Americans have played, they're right here. They can just stay out of their own way. Sword picking up the foul way away from the basket. That's his 3rd.
And the danger is if they pick up that defensive intensity like they can and apply ball pressure and force Mexico to turn it over, you get out to running. You're not worried about turnovers, right? You're not playing in the half court. You're getting easy baskets, and that's a danger. You have this USA team, you know, just over 7 minutes left to go, just down 4.
But we've seen a ton of subs from Coach Jensen here in this first game. It'll be interesting to see who the closing lineup will be for Team USA. He's played everyone so far on the roster. Amigo, skyhook, no good. And Zimmerman plucks it out of the air. Here's Pargo. Calls Zimmerman over for the screen, then rejects it. Good hands there by Amigo. So plenty of time on the shot clock for Pargo to work with. Diving in the lane. McCaw. Skip pass, it's Meeks. Good closeout by Bonilla. And then Meeks, count it, and the foul.
That play, right? And we had a chance to watch him this past season with Raptors 905, their G League team. You see him here, penetration off the catch. And you know to close out hard on him and gets into the paint off that left foot in a floater, times it, takes the contact, and gets himself to the free throw line as well with it. And you know, like, you play this game, played at the NBA level for more than 10 years, and teams are going to close out on you hard. You're Jody Meeks. You knock down the 3-ball. He adds that to his game, gets into the paint, makes floaters now as well.
But misses the free throw. It's been that kind of night for Team USA. And by the way, that's the 4th foul for number 44 in white, Amigo. He's going to have to be careful with plenty of time left in this game. Imes working on Meeks. Felt him. Puts it up, can't get it to go. And then Clark got it off the ricochet. And Iran with the foul right at the center court line to try and get his defense to get set.
And you had mentioned earlier, you know, the depth of this USA team, right? And if you're in Mexico right now, you're looking at Mexico. Are they going to be gassed in this 4th quarter, right? And that could be what this game comes down to, right? How much can you muster up? Who's in the best shape? And that depth, you know, can it be the factor, the X factor at this point in the game? 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Pargo, his shot no good. There's Stoll. Gave it right to Sword. Opportunity for Sword to sky, and he does!
And they knew it, right? They got on to transition. Pargo's pushing it. The spacing wasn't even great, but both those guys knew that Sword was going above the rim. I'm getting it there. You can see him here pushing it. Gets ahead of the defense. Just gets, maybe got 3 fingers on it, but the touch, the feel to get it up, just guided into the basket there.
Highlight reel plays for Sword tonight. And he ties the game on that alley-oop at 58. And it feels like this huddle is going to be the most intense huddle of the game so far. So let's listen in. Greg Sword Jr. having himself an evening. 8 points, 4 boards, 2 steals. And his last alley-oop ties the game and gets the crowd on its feet here in Recife. Let's see how Mexico can respond after leading pretty much the entire game. Jaimes Stoll gets the Amigo screen. Stoll for 3. Knew it was going to be a miss, so he chased it. Amigos! Oh, count the bucket and the foul. What a game this man is having. I mean, follow the bouncing basketball.
And you could just see him there, just timing it right. Tip, ball's in the air. First to it, puts it up on the glass, and free throw at that.
It's been his effort that has powered Mexico to a 3-point lead thus far. 12 points and counting. Pargo, good kick. Meeks comes off the curl. McCaw relocates for 3. Too strong, and Bonilla skies for the board. Stoll. Iran lost his footing, but kept possession of the basketball. You can feel the defensive intensity now picking up for Team USA, and that foul will put them in the penalty.
And that's tough, right? Now you have 5 minutes left to play in the penalty, and that's, if you're Mexico, that's, you know, got to be an emphasis now for the last 5 minutes is, look, it's foul or basket, attacking the rim, you know, getting to the rim, getting it inside.
They have the 2 bigs that can do that in Amigo and Gutierrez. Right now, Amigo, the vet move here, walking to center court to take an extra breather before he toes the line for these important free throws.
And it hurts, right, to be in penalty, this early, because USA has done, you can just see there's been more of an effort to be aggressive, you know, not let Stoll use the ball screens and fight, you know, get into those passing lanes. So now does that affect your pressure is the question, right? Do you pick up fouls or trying to be aggressive, or is it one of those things where, hey, you know, we ease up a bit?
Migos goes 1 of 2 from the line with his corkscrew free throw motion.
We've seen a couple fans sideline just making fun of it and going through the motion.
There's Cole, top of the key. Waits for a Cheatham screen. Then kicks to McCaw. McCaw had the ball slip right out of his hands, and Bonilla vacuums it in for Mexico. Iran with the floor cleared. Iran fading away, no good. And Cheatham will take for the U.S. Push opportunity, it's Meeks for 3. Can't get it to go. Cheatham had the inside presence, but Amigo pulls it in. 4:20 remaining in the game. See both teams struggling from 3. Stoll, can't get it to go. And Pargo now pushing. Cole, Meeks for 3. Tired legs left it short.
And Mexico's last 2 shots, right? You get a 3-point shot, tough 3-point shot by Stoll, and Iran had a fadeaway shot. You're in the bonus right now. You got to attack USA, take it to their chest, and force them to foul.
Jaimes with the floater. Every bucket crucial now down the stretch. 13 points and counting for Jaimes.
Time, score, and now, you know, you get a bucket. You want to come back on the defensive side now and lock in defensively, get a stop.
Pargo for 3, responds.
And if you're lax with that man right there, he's a winner. He's been in these situations before. He's going to make winning plays and winning buckets. It doesn't matter what happened the first 3 quarters.
Pargo serving as the captain of Team USA here in the AmeriCup. Amigo has been terrific. He is 5 to shoot. Amigo with the sky hook. You can tell he's tired as well as he left that one way short.
He's tired, and if USA, ties this game up,
Pargo's 3 no good.
regardless if you're Mexico, you look back at the last 4 possessions you've had, you've let USA off of the hook.
Stoll knows it, so he calls out his set. Imes with the screen. Stoll. He'll take a 3 and make the 3. That's a tough shot.
He's going for the kill, right? Whether he makes it or misses it, that's twice now, and this one he comes up with it. So that's heart. That's just character there.
Lead back to 6. Cole. Pargo tries to respond and does. Just clear the floor and let Stoll and Pargo go one-on-one. 13 points for Pargo. Stoll has Meeks on him now. Meeks doing a good job of using his body. Stoll gets fouled and he'll go to the line for one more.
And got the switch that he wanted there, right? And just right to left, and turning that corner. You can just see it here. Meeks riding him a bit. May have had the contact earlier, but then again, sticking with it, attacking, and then drawing the foul. Important free throws here. You knock them down and give yourself a chance to reset your defense. But more importantly, focusing on knocking these 2 down first.
Double-double for Fabian Jaimes, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Big effort out of the big man. And right now, his team up 3 in the right column. 2:03 to play and 3 free throws coming for Stoll. Paul Stoll now the latest to go to double figures. And he's one assist away from a double-double himself. Lead is 5. 2 minutes to play. Mexico trying to beat the United States for the first time here at the AmeriCup. Cole tried to use glass, it rims out. You can feel the importance of this possession as the crowd has a buzz here. Pargo all over Stoll and rejects him. Stoll thought he got fouled. He'll have to hustle back on defense as the Americans try to run, and a travel there as Clark wanted to give it up and didn't dribble the basketball. Another turnover for Team USA.
When USA goes back and watches this film, they're not going to. Mexico, Mexico comes out with a victory tonight. It wasn't Mexico that beat USA. USA, can watch a film whether they win, whether they come out with a victory or not tonight, and say, like, look, we got to take accountability for us and the control that we can have. And that's understanding the value of the ball, right? And too many turnovers tonight to start in that first quarter, but it's just rolled on and giving Mexico more possessions, more opportunities, and more confidence and more rhythm, right? And that's the dangerous part about turnovers, and it's a type, not dead ball turnovers, the live ball turnovers that you're able to get out and make plays happen.
Anytime you give up 17 turns, it's tough to win a basketball game. And that's what Team USA is trying to do. Down 5 here in their first game of the FIBA AmeriCup. And boy, when a loss here to Mexico sends shockwaves through the rest of the tournament. Argentina, likely many's favorite coming into this. Team USA right behind them as you see Pargo and his last 2 threes. I mentioned he's a prime time player. He's been in a ton of these moments. And anytime you see that lip curl, you know what time it is.
You know what time it is. Time to go. And it's time. Again, you mentioned earlier a guy that's, had success at Gonzaga. 4-time Israeli champion. just under 90 games in the NBA with various teams, Memphis, Cleveland, Philly, Golden State. So he's been around. He's been around the block, and he's been in these scenarios like you said before. He's not gonna lay down. He's gonna come out there and he's gonna continue to compete.
Out of the timeout, let's see what Mexico run. It's Stoll to the basket. How easy was that?
Just turning the corner, right? And nobody there, nobody in sight.
Pargo left his feet to pass. That's a no-no. 1 minute to play. As Mexico on the brink of history here at the AmeriCup. They've never beaten Team USA at this competition. And an unsportsmanlike foul is going to be called on Stoll. Exactly what Team USA needed. They'll get free throws and the basketball.
And that's the one thing I'd have to say with Stoll is a couple, as well as he's played, he's made some great plays, but there's points in the game where you can see the emotion has taken over, and he's made some ill-advised passes, or just some decisions that you would question. And this, it's a timely one, right? Like you're still giving, and sportsmanlike here, giving USA 2 free throws and now possession of the basketball again, right? That could be potentially a 4 or 5 point swing.
Pargo leaves it short on the second attempt. So big possession here for Team USA. 71-64 your score. Cole will inbound. Gets it right back. Been the hot man from 3. Pargo, Zimmerman, good up fake. Using the shot fake to free himself and kiss it off the glass. 7 points for Zimmerman. Sword with the foul. He's upset about it, but it was absolutely a foul. Happened right in front of us, Javon.
And you can see he's frustrated, but reaches in here and Stoll again, just smart, right? Like this is the
what? Yeah, the hook's there, but I mean, what world is that not a foul?
You reach in over your opponent and you give the referee his easiest decision on the night, right? So again, Stoll, the veteran play there, hooking and getting the call, but the foul is already committed, and that's the adjustment earlier that we're talking about, right? A number of these guys that play for some of the various other teams, they're already accustomed to the FIBA rules, right? And that's sometimes the adjustment that teams like Canada, teams like US end up having to adapt to.
Sword is done for the night with his 5th foul. And Stoll with 15 points, 9 assists. And was perfect from the line. Cole for 3, left it short. Stoll with another rebound. And it's been his night.
It's his night, right? And you have to imagine this is a big game for Stoll, right? A lot of these guys, he went to school in the States, attended high school rather, and a smaller college in Lansing Community College in Eastern Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, in Texas, Pan American. So some of these guys, he's grown up and seen them play at some of the bigger schools and knows those names. So to come out, compete against them and stack up and get a victory over them, that means a lot. One, from a personal standpoint, individual standpoint, but also that the name on the front of your jersey.
We are 9 seconds away from Mexico potentially defeating the United States, and they could feel it. What an incredible victory this would be for not only them, but their entire program. Sending a message to the rest of the AmeriCup. And on the other end, you look at that huddle, Team USA with a lot of questions potentially coming out of this game to be answered. And it doesn't get easier for them. They're right back at it.
That's the beauty of this thing, right? It's you have good games, you have bad games. You want to ride good games, but at the same time, you have a bad game. It's a quick turnaround. Recover quick, get back to the drawing board. There's not much time for practice or anything of that nature, but you're going to watch some film, right? Make some adjustments and for USA, Team USA. I don't know if there's many adjustments to make at this point other than securing and protecting that basketball, understanding the value of it. Because again, you turn it over, you give your opponent more possessions, you give your opponent opportunities to get out. And if you have guys like Stoll that are hot and they're going, right, you get the ball, and the more the ball's in his hands, the more fluid he's going to have, the more rhythm he's going to have.
Clark, Meeks, great inbound play as Meeks takes the three, can't hit. Zimmerman, Meeks at the buzzer, it's not going to be enough. And Mexico with a program-defining victory here at the AmeriCup. 73-67 over the United States. Smiles all around in Mexico. And for Mexican supporters here in Recife, what an incredible effort. All heart, toughness, grit, absolute grit. And as they gather here at center court, we'll see how much it means to them. That's what FIBA basketball is all about, folks.
This is international play, right? This is, you're playing for that country. You're playing for generations. You're playing, like you mentioned before, you only represent your country in war and in sport, and this is a big victory.
Sold-out crowd here in Recife giving Mexico the applause. History-making win for them here at the AmeriCup. 73-67, your final score. There you see the top scorers. Stoll with 15 big points to lead the way for Mexico. Well, they failed in '89 in the final. They failed in '03 in the final. In '07, they got blown out by 27. But here Mexico is, led by Amigo, by Stoll, by Bonilla, and Gutierrez. And they come away with a 73-67 win. That man, happy about it. And Mr. Stoll stole the show.
I see what he did there. I see it. And that he did, right? Bonilla there, again, the transitions from Stoll, getting above the rim, playing above the rim, and then this man here, Amigo, right? Like just extending, playing, using his size, and as fatigued as he got, he locked down and made some big plays for his club, his team here, and big block there. Cole coming up with a shot, and a lot of these guys, man, it's not just a skill, the talent, but the intensity in which that they've come out here and play. And we've had a chance to see 2 games already today, and both somewhat shockers in a sense, right? And just the toughness from these guys and coming out here and laying it on the line. This is what international play is about.
Well, Mexico will take this victory and have the rest day tomorrow. And they'll play Panama on Sunday local time. Team USA will have to get right back at it. They'll have a tough practice, I'm sure, tomorrow. And they'll play Venezuela also on Sunday. We'll leave you with the highlights as Mexico with the upset of Team USA. Final score, 73-67. Mexico with a program-defining victory here in Recife. For Javon Shepard, I'm Carlin Gay. You're watching the FIBA AmeriCup 2022 from Brazil.